In this video, I'm going to attempt to show you some of the different types of campsites and campgrounds that are available in the southwest of Western Australia. This isn't an attempt to show you every campsite and every caravan park. There are far too many to even try and cover in a single video. But we'll have a look at basic bush campsites, national park campsites, private campgrounds, and at the end we'll cover the caravan parks that are in the lovely little town of Augusta. We've come off Denny Road, taken one of the first tracks we could find heading south. This is obviously a little clearing here. We saw a sign at the start of the track that said no campfires, so they're obviously expecting people to camp in this area. Just going to have a little look around, see what we can find. Looks like some fairly large cleared spots in here would be suitable for tents. The road down is four-wheel drive only. Be a bit difficult to get low clearance two-wheel drives down here. Okay, there is a track coming down from where we just parked up there, but a little bit bumpy. Partial campsite in here, on a bit of a slope though, and the river is at the bottom here, so not far away from the campsite. And at the bottom of a rather steep track is this nice little pool area. Good little swimming hole here. It isn't the easiest thing to get down, a lot of tree roots and very steep getting down to the bottom. But once you're there, looks like it's worthwhile. Very pleasant little pool. Looking at that, you can see why it's a little bit rough coming down this way, but the tree roots actually help you with your footing a bit. I would not want to come down here when it's wet. You'd be falling down that. Quite a large area here to camp, although this is on wiki camps, so a lot of people are going to know about it. So it's not the sort of place you're going to want to come on a long weekend or during the holidays. No regulation here, so I guarantee you're going to get hoons and a lot of noise in these sort of campsites. They're great spots to come when it's quiet, but my best advice is to stay away at peak periods. Well, here we are at Conto Campsite. We are just 2 weeks before Christmas now. And as you can see, the place is pretty well empty. There are a few people around, but tons of space at the moment. In 2 weeks' time this will be packed. Beautiful at the moment. Expecting a few more people in today because it's Friday, weekend coming up. But right now this place is just perfect for us. We like the peace and quiet. A little campsite through the trees there. We're staying currently at Whistler. It's one of the loops. There are 118 different campsites here. Some suitable for caravans, some suitable for camper vans, most are suitable for tents. This particular loop used to be suitable for caravans, or used to be acceptable for caravans. Now they have no caravans at Whistler's and Hamlin. So you need to know that if you haven't been here for a while and you're coming down with a caravan. They do have 2 loops dedicated to caravanners, which are over on the other side of the campsite. Not a lot in the way of toilets here. In this particular loop there's only 2. If you stay in sites 1, 2 and 3, you generally have this little toilet to yourselves, whereas everybody else is sharing one other toilet. That can be a little bit of a problem in the mornings when you get caught short and you dash out and find a queue Snaking around the toilet waiting for people waiting to get in. But really, this is a nice campsite. It has all the facilities you're going to need, including water, which is unusual. But the fact that this campsite does offer some water is a real bonus. Boranup campsite is located at the southern end of Boranup Drive. It comes off Caves Road. If you come via the northern entrance, you'll have quite a long drive and the track can be fairly rough. High clearance vehicles are highly recommended if you're going to do that. If you enter via the southern entrance, then the campsite is actually quite close to Caves Road and you won't have too much trouble reaching it. The site is for tents only. You would have really no hope of fitting anything else in there. It's located south of Conto and in fact is the southernmost of the 4 campsites that are in the immediate area. Those sites are Conto, Point Road, Jarradine and Boranup. There are a number of interesting tracks in the area that lead you through the forest, and if you get onto the right ones they will even take you down to the beach and you can do a loop back to Conto campsite. Boranup Drive is pretty good for most vehicles, fairly suitable for 2-wheel drive, but if you get off the main track and go exploring through the forest onto the other tracks, some of them are fairly rough and it's highly advisable to have a high clearance vehicle, but technically 4-wheel drive is not really necessary for most of the tracks. The other campsite close by is Point Road. This is really suitable again for tents. There is space for camper trailers. It's generally a nice quiet little campsite. It's situated away from the larger campsite to the north, that is Conto. So if you're looking for a quiet little spot in the forest that a lot of people don't bother going to, Point Road is a really good spot to have a look and camp a few nights. This is the new Depot campsite in the Margaret River area called Jarradine. It's a little south of Conto and on the opposite side of the road, on the eastern side of the road. 3 large loops. Loop number 3, sites 29 onwards, seems to be the most suitable for caravans. We're yet to look at the other sites in detail. We'll go through and have a look at each one. The booking system for these places is really a pain. No other way to put it. You don't know what these sites are like before you get here, so you've got no idea when you're booking whether the site you're booking is going to be suitable for the vehicle you've got. Looking at the ones here, we'll have a good look around at all of them. It may well be that 29 upwards are all suitable for big vans, but I doubt it. If you look at where we are here, if we put the awning out, if that was a caravan, there would not be very much room for parking. It was a big 22-foot van. Some of these sites are better than others for big rigs. That's 33. Yeah, large area in that one. Okay, site number 34, like 33, is also huge. You get most rigs in there without any trouble. Water, but not for drinking. The March flies are definitely out. Okay, for caravans, entrance is up over here. Come right down to the end loop, and this is where we are now. We've gone into site number 31. 32 and 33 are really good for big rigs, for big vans. Well, I shouldn't say big rigs, it wouldn't fit a 40-foot bus in there. Chapman Pool campsite, also listed as Warner Glen, is accessed off Warner Glen Road on the north bank of the Blackwood River. It's a good campsite and has a large separate day use area. There's also group sites as well as individual campsites. Very popular, so not easy to get a spot there in peak times, but outside peak season generally you'll get a spot in here pretty easily. Various sites, some suitable for caravans, not many, mostly suitable for tents and camper trailers. Sue's Bridge campsite is located further east down Brockman Highway and then north into Sue's Bridge Road. It's located on the banks of the Blackwood River and again is one of the very popular campsites in this area. Good access to the river, so swimming can be popular here when there's enough water, and the campsite has good facilities, all the usual stuff you expect in national parks, and unusually for a national parks campsite you can actually have dogs at this location. Today we're going around having a look at various campsites around the Augusta area. We're doing some exploring along Denny Road. First stop off is Alexandra Bridge. $10 per person per night here. Maximum stay 28 days. Toilets. There's an outside cold shower which is just for rinsing off. And this place is very popular, so as you'll see, very crowded. This is the day use area at Alexandra Bridge. The campsite's located on the banks of the Blackwood River. Makes it a very popular campsite. As you can see, river access simple here. There is a boat ramp. The rumour is that there are fish in that water somewhere. Occasionally somebody finds one. We never have. But it is a particularly nice campsite, unfortunately very well known, so gets very busy and tends to attract the hoons, so it can be very noisy as well. The day use area has barbecue, shelter, seats, tables. There are some communal bins here for rubbish. And of course, swimming and fishing in the river are very popular. There are many small privately owned campsites in the southwest. Boogaloo is just one example. Next door is yet another one, and further north you will find several examples of sites that are similar to this. If you do book in peak season, these sites generally have the advantage that there aren't too many people staying here in the first place, so even when they're full they don't feel all that busy, so you can still get that laid back holiday atmosphere without large crowds and a lot of noise spoiling things for you if you want a quiet peaceful place to stay. Boogaloo offers non-powered campsites for camper trailers, caravans, etc., and also has glamping tents available for those who want to come down and experience camping without all the bother of setting up their own tent. The final type of campsites we're going to have a look at on this video are the caravan parks. Now, there are an absolute heap of these in the region. Some of the most expensive ones in the state are at Busselton, and that tends to be a place to avoid, especially at peak season. But if you get to the quieter end of the Capes, down in Augusta, you'll find three lovely little parks. West Bay is our absolute favourite as far as caravan parks are concerned, because it has a very free-form open design. People aren't all crammed in next to each other on tiny sites. Although, having said that, when it gets busy, it does get very busy. The other two caravan parks are Turner's. Turner's is a very big park located down at the end of the estuary. It has its own boat ramp, although looking at the tides recently, I'm not sure how long that boat ramp will be useful, because the sandbanks appear to be coming up there. Turner's is a very typical caravan park. A number of different types of sites available. If you want to get a little bit away from other people, then you can pick one of the sites at the back of the park. Generally very quiet up there. People obviously love to get down by the river, and they're the most popular sites. The third park in Augusta is Flinders Bay. Quite a large park. It used to have an overflow area. That area is now part of the main caravan park. So all three parks in town are pretty good. You're not going to walk away with a lot of money in your pocket after staying at them, because they're all fairly expensive as well. So make up your own mind where you want to stay. Everything we've shown you is easily available in the area off peak times, but at peak season you're either going to have to get down there early to claim a site if you can't book, or in the areas that book, you want to pre-book, sometimes months in advance. So we hope you find this little video useful. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos, and we hope to see you back here again soon. Cheers.